Okay, picture this. You're walking through that incredible Machane Yehuda market in Jerusalem.
Oh, I love that place.
Right. And the smells, oh my gosh, the aromas of all the spices in the air, it's just incredible.
It's intoxicating.
And you want to ask, about the price of something like some dates or whatever, but you don't know how.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't it be amazing to be able to just ask that? Like, how much are these in Hebrew,
It would be fantastic.
So that's kind of what we're going to be looking at today.
Yes. Even just a few phrases can totally change how you travel.
Yeah.
And today we are diving deep, deep into this top 25 Hebrew questions cheat sheet. It's like your little toolkit for being able to actually talk to people.
Right. For like actually having a real conversation.
Exactly.
So, where should we even start with this? I'm kind of overwhelmed looking at all these phrases.
Well, the best place to start is always with introductions.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So in Hebrew, one of the things you'll notice is that they have masculine and feminine forms for almost everything.
Oh, wow.
Don't let that intimidate you.
Okay.
It's just a pattern. Once you see it, it's really easy.
Okay, so give me an example. What do you mean by that?
Sure. So to ask someone's name, you would say, Ich korim lecha.
I korim lecha.
Okay.
Now that lecha at the end, that's the masculine form.
Gotcha.
If you were talking to a woman, it would be lach.
Oh, okay. So it's just a slightly different sound at the end.
Exactly. Just a little tweak.
So those little tiny subtle details are really going to make or break your attempt, huh?
Yeah, they can definitely make a difference.
Okay. All right. So what about, like, how are you? How would you say that?
So for how are you, you would use mashlomka.
Mashlomka.
Ooh.
And notice that ending again, the ka.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like your more informal, casual,
Yeah.
You're going to hear that a lot.
It's like their version of like, what's up or something.
Kind of, yeah.
But is there like a more formal how are you? Or is it always pretty chill?
Yeah, Israelis tend to be very informal, but if you were in like a really, really formal situation,
right,
like maybe meeting, I don't know, the prime minister or something.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
You could actually use the same phrase, mashlomka, but you drop that ka at the end.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
So just mashlomka.
So the context really matters.
It does.
Even with just a simple, how are you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Wow. I'm already seeing how deep this goes.
Yeah, it's more than just words. It's a whole cultural thing.
Okay, so besides name and how are you, what else would you need to know in those first few moments of meeting somebody?
Well, after you get their name and how they're doing, you might want to know where they're from.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So for a man, you would ask, Me'efo ata.
Me'efo ata. Okay.
And if you're speaking to a woman, it's Me'efo at.
Me'efo at. Oh, okay.
You see how it's just kind of that same...
Yeah, the ata versus at.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay, so once you have that pattern down, can you basically just apply it to a bunch of different phrases?
Absolutely. You're catching on quickly. Now, and ask, where do you live? Atai gar zek, or Ifo at gara, for a woman.
Ifo at gara. Okay, so it's the same structure, basically.
Yeah, Hebrew is all about these building blocks. Once you get those down, you can build all sorts of sentences.
All right, I'm feeling more confident already. It's like a code I'm cracking or something.
I love that analogy.
So we've got names, how they're doing, where they're from, where they live. What would be a good follow-up question to really get the conversation rolling?
A classic conversation starter in any language is, what do you do?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
And in Hebrew, that's bima ata osek.
Okay, bima ata osek. All right, so that's another good one. Because everyone's got a story about their work, right?
Absolutely. It's a great way to get to know someone.
I'm curious, does age play a big role in Israeli culture? Like, does it affect how you address people or the topics you discuss?
It does. Respect for elders is very important, and age often dictates the level of formality you use.
Interesting. So how would you ask someone's age then?
To ask someone's age, you'd say ben kama ata for a man.
Ben kama at, okay.
Or bat kama at for a woman.
Bat kama at. Okay, so another one to be mindful of, not just the phrase itself, but like the cultural weight behind it.
Right. It's about understanding the nuances of the culture, not just the words.
It's like this cheat sheet is more than just words. It's like a window into social norms.
I love how you put that as a cultural decoder ring.
Okay, I feel like we need to take a little break here.
Yeah, let's take a breath and come back to more Hebrew in a bit.
This is good stuff. I'm really enjoying this.
Welcome back to our Hebrew deep dive.
I'm ready for more.
Great. Before we took a pause, we were talking about those phrases that seem so simple, like what's wrong, or how much is this?
Yeah. Yeah, but you were saying how they can actually be pretty powerful in terms of connecting with people.
Right. And as we keep going through this cheat sheet, I'm really struck by how much cultural depth there is behind even the simplest phrases.
Yeah.
Like, hakol beseder, what's wrong?
Yeah.
It's not just a casual thing you say.
Yeah.
It actually reflects something deeper about Israeli culture.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more. How so?
Well, Israelis are known for being very direct.
Yeah.
And they're not afraid to express their emotions. So when they ask hakol beseder, it's not just out of politeness. It's like they genuinely want to know if something's bothering you.
So it's like an invitation to open up.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm here for you. If something's wrong, let's talk about it.
Oh, I see. So it's not just about asking the question. It's about creating a space for a real connection.
Right. It shows you're paying attention to how they're feeling and that you're willing to listen.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So much meaning packed into one little phrase.
That's amazing, right?
Yeah. It reminds me that we have to pay attention to all those subtle things in communication. Okay, so we've got hakol beseder down. What other practical phrases should we have in our back pocket?
Let's go back to that bustling Jerusalem marketplace for a minute. Imagine you're surrounded by all these beautiful crafts, and delicious food. Remember how to ask, how much is this?
Oh, yeah. Kama ze ole.
Right. You got it.
I'm going to need that one for sure, especially if I'm trying to haggle a little.
I've heard the vendors there love a good haggle. They actually enjoy the banter back and forth.
Really? Okay, so I shouldn't be shy about trying.
Not at all. It's all part of the experience. And even if your Hebrew isn't perfect, they appreciate the effort.
I love that. It's about connecting with the culture, not just getting the best price. Okay, so we've talked about what's wrong and